right now. We are now live. We have broken protocol. It's the Bob Birthday Show. Happy birthday to me. We're gonna talk astrology. Just sit back, don't go and pee. It's my birthday show. Welcome to I Didn't Know That, starring Mike Stouffer, Mark Seibert, the Professor, Jared Gray, me, Karaoke Bob, and your special guest, Sherri Powell. It's my birthday show. I didn't know that. For the first time ever, a live theme song that I just composed just now.
Excellent.
That's great.
Excellent.
Oh, that is sexy.
Excellent.
Dead sexy. All right, let me put this away.
Oh, come on.
Mark,
Come on.
what can you...
Come on.
Mark, that was my idea. I'm sorry.
I just love Evil Bert peering in from the back.
Yeah.
Actually, I think what it looks like is that Evil Bert has stabbed Mark from behind.
Right. Yeah, there it is.
Now. And so it was that the image on his wall came to life and took its vengeance. So, I know we're starting out. This is a complete mess, but we'll bring Mark and the Professor back in a moment. We're going to talk. Well, first, while we have everybody, Sherri, you asked a question as soon as you came on, and what was that question you asked to everybody?
I asked if anybody knew what their sun sign was.
Or did they believe in astrology?
Do you believe in astrology? If not, that's fine. You raised both hands.
Yeah,
and
well,
Mark raised his hand. Professor said he's probably okay. And Mike, he's on the fence. Because he doesn't.
Mike is multitasking. I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem. Because not everybody has to love astrology. It's not. It's for people who need help or just want to see about them. What makes them tick? Because your roadmap, your natal chart is the roadmap of your life. And if I'm sitting and I'm discussing this with a client, I'm looking at their charts and I'm telling them things about themselves and what's happening. Because the natal chart, the transits, the planets are moving around in the sky and it's affecting your chart. Not every planet and not every minute of every day. But it does affect things that happen in your chart and in your life. And so if I'm explaining it and people are shaking their head yes, or they're looking at me like I'm totally insane, which I am, they'll think, okay, she's crazy, or oh my, she's giving me confirmation. Because that's really what astrology is confirmation.
And coincidentally, Sherri, what's your sun sign?
I'm a Pisces.
You're a Pisces. Okay, so your birthday's coming up.
My birthday will be here soon, yes.
Yeah.
So, right, and so when we look at, I have Bob's chart up because his birthday was yesterday. So what we have to look at a little bit, okay, is he's a Scorpio rising sign.
That's right. So hang on one second. We're gonna let Mark and the Professor hang out for a little bit. They'll be back for their segments later.
Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you.
We'll bring Mark on to laugh occasionally. He's our live laugh track. Yeah?
Good.
Yes. See?
Good.
All right. And then here's Mike. We can't let Mike just look. I gave you the center square today.
Yeah, so, by accident you did.
By grace. No, I think it may have been by design.
So,
all right.
Okay,
Move me to the far right.
I don't know how to do that.
So you have to think that, okay, there's three important things in astrology. First is your sun sign, because that's where you shine.
Mm-hmm.
The second is your rising sign, because that's the masks that you wear and how people perceive you when you walk through the door. And esoteric astrology, it is your soul's purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Your third is your moon, which is your emotional piece of your life. Okay?
Gotcha.
And you have a Scorpio rising sign.
That's
Now,
right.
okay, so 3 kinds of Scorpios.
I'm not the serial killer kind. I promise.
The bottom feeder that mucks around in the dirty water. Okay?
Okay.
The other Scorpio that comes out and stings other people, and the eagle that soars above it. Okay?
I'm gonna take the eagle for 1,000, Sherri.
I would say because of all that
Where's the ding?
Aquarius you have. Where's
Because-
the what?
Bob, where's the
Now.
ding? 1,000
What?
for 1,000. Ding in the clap.
Oh, sorry. She was talking about me, and you know how self-centered I am. I wasn't paying attention to.
Sorry, Sherri, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No
but
problem, Mike.
He's the
Trying to
manager.
enhance the show for Bob.
Yeah, he's the manager of the show. He's right in calling me out.
Okay, so Scorpios,
Mhm.
they can be they're the sex sign of the zodiac. So let me just say this: with the sex sign of the zodiac being your rising sign, you have Sagittarius with Neptune in your first house. So what that tells me is that sex is pretty darn important, and probably always on the very first thing that you think of. Okay?
Interesting. Okay.
Also, you have in the 8th house, you have some Gemini, which is the sex sign, a sex house of the zodiac. It can be starting and it can be ending, but it's also sex. And Gemini is the street angel house devil. And you also have a little Gemini in your 7th house of relationships. So what that's telling me is that you can be a street angel, but you can certainly be a house devil.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment, but that's all very interesting.
No comment, not
Sorry,
at all.
No. Actually, this is really interesting because I identify mostly with the 2 Aquarian signs, which is my sun and moon are both Aquarius.
Right, because
And it's interesting to me that you started with the Scorpio, which I don't know as much about.
well, the Scorpio is extremely important because it's your rising sign. That's how people perceive you when you
That's
walk through the
interesting.
door. So the Scorpion, all Scorpios are all about transformation because Pluto rules Scorpio. So you want to help people. You want to help people transform. You've always wanted to do better. You've wanted to transform. And that's fine. That's a great thing. Your Sag wants to learn, wants to teach, wants the spiritual piece, which is very personal, and also wants freedom. You want to be Bob. You don't want someone to not let you be Bob. Your Aquarius, which is in the 3rd house of communication, and your moon is in the 4th house of home and family. It's extremely important to you because you're always in your head. Aquarians are extremely, mental. They're always thinking, always in their head. It's hard for you to sleep probably at night.
Awful.
Yeah, you have a heck of a time because you can't stop. Plus the sex thing we're going to put in there too.
I have to distract myself to go to sleep.
Absolutely, you do.
I have to watch television. I have to watch.
That's the distraction you're talking about to go.
I think it's other things too, Mike, but call me crazy.
No, I think you're pretty accurate.
Because the Scorpio and the Gemini street angel house devil, you're 2 people. Okay, you can be 2 people because your Scorpio, you can be that transformational Scorpio, and you can be not the bottom feeder and not the stinger, but the person that needs to transform himself tremendously.
He definitely needs to transform himself tremendously.
That's right. I don't think I'm not, the only time I'm really a stinger is to Mike. Mike brings out that part of the Scorpio in me. Most people don't, but he figured it out.
I wouldn't want to back you in a corner and make you upset, because if you back you in a corner, you're going to come out.
I don't think he'd fit in a corner.
Shut up.
No, I don't mean it like that. Why do you have to take everything
what's
negative?
wrong
Is
with
there
you?
something about his negativity, Sherri?
Well, the Aquarius, he can have that Aquarian kick, because Aquarians think outside the box. He's got Venus, how he loves. Okay, Venus is in his third house in Aquarius. His sun is in the third house of Aquarius. His Mercury is in Aquarius in the third house. And his Jupiter, luck and expansion. And his moon is right on the cusp, on the line of the fourth house. This is all Aquarius. So he's got 5, 6 Aquarians. So he's mental and he is different. You never felt like you fit in. You were always different. You always thought outside the box, and you're unique. You're a unique person.
Sherri, can I jump in here for just a second,
Sure.
Sherri, real quick?
That's all very true.
Because I can't. It's too much, Bob. I need a little palate cleanser right now. Very quickly, Sherri, if we could, very quickly, and we'll let you get back going.
Sniff some coffee grounds.
I just, what I've just got to say a couple things here, and I lost them already. Of course, Kristen Osborne says hello, Sherri.
Oh, okay, fine. Hi, Kristen.
And it's very important that we let you know that your fan base is showing up.
Right.
Amanda Brooke, Sherri is the best in all caps with an exclamation point and 3 hearts.
Oh, great. Okay, thanks, Amanda.
So I just wanted to
thank you.
Let everybody know that. And
thank you.
The I Didn't Know That show says love Bob. Oh, wait a minute. Bob wrote that.
No, I wrote that. I said I had a couple of happy birthday wishes.
Yeah, Deirdre and Lori.
So I said thank you, love Bob, so that way you knew it was me, because it's just the I Didn't Know That show, and I can't figure out how to comment as myself.
And Sherri is always the best. Look at this. We'll put this up here. Mm-hmm. See, Bob, you thought this was going to be about you, but it's not. It's really about Sherri.
No, I understand. And I'm happy that it's about Sherri. This is all fascinating stuff, because
Sue
this is
Gears,
way more...
Sue Gears, yes, she is the best.
Thanks, guys.
Way more in-depth than I'd ever, looked at it before.
Kim Furnish,
makes sense.
Sherri is awesome.
That's my stepdaughter. She has to say that.
Okay, well, that's good. Okay, so...
No, you know what? I'll tell you, Sherri, that's not true. That your stepdaughter doesn't have to say that.
No, you're right.
But it's beautiful that she chooses to say that.
Well, Kim and I have a great relationship. I'm so lucky. Yeah, it's like I had got into the stepdaughter great category, so that's good. And there's Lori. Hi, Lori.
Lori Evans says.
Yeah, as a stepfather, that's a great thing when a child isn't forced to love you. That when they do, that's really that's something about you. We've had
a good long relationship, and it's been great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to Bob and his mental issues. Sherri. Continue.
Yes.
She said you're very mental.
We'll get. She's right, and then we'll get to some of the peanut gallery as well. With some questions. We don't want to make it too Bob focused, even though this is my birthday show.
Oh well, I mean, this is all about Bob. Yes. Because remember, you have to think about do you okay, so Saturn, the taskmaster, the zodiac planet, is now moved into Aquarian. Okay? So when it's in Aquarius, it means that it was in Capricorn for quite a long time, which was in your second and third house. And now he's still in the third house, but he's hopped into Aquarius. So Aquarian, with Saturn sitting in Aquarius, Saturn's not loving Aquarius as much as he loved Capricorn, because he rules Capricorn. Mm-hmm. So he's going to help you make some changes in your life. Did you ever think about writing a book?
Uh,
Uh-oh. Mike didn't like
I don't know what I would write about. There's probably a couple subjects that I could write about. Actually, my wife is the one who wants to write a book, and she wants me to help her with that. So
I actually have my husband writes, and I have an editor here in town who is awesome.
great.
So someday, maybe not right now because you're still young, you will probably want to write. Okay?
Yeah, I
You
write a
have
lot now,
something-
but here's where I am in my life is that all those things, all my writing, all my music making, all my creativity is for other people, and very few of it, very little of it is for me. So I can see at some point, and I was just I was just saying to a friend of mine, like at some point I want to get back to doing stuff that interests me and that I want to do. So which is why I like doing this. That like this show is the first step in doing things that interest me.
because you're a communicator. You have almost everything in your chart in your house of communication. So the communicating piece, and also because you think outside the box, so you can think way differently than most people. And I'm sure as a child you did also. And I don't know if you use your intuition, but you definitely have the intuition. You have two, probably almost for sure almost 3 grand trines in there, which is really awesome. Grand trines can be the piece of your chart that you get lazy, or they can be the piece of your chart that is making you be the person that you want to be. And
It's lazy. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, because it's all trining in air, so you're always in your head. So you think that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, but you are, because that's your thinking. You're thinking up new ideas. What can I do? You're a funny guy. You have a sense of humor, but you can be very serious at the same time. The Scorpio piece, you can be extremely intense. The Gemini piece, you can be 2 people. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You just need balance in your life. And I think you strive to, I think you know that. It's not always easy.
Right, and I think as I've gotten older, I think the being 2 people thing, I become used to kind of think like it's if I'm being one or the other, it's fake, and a phrase that I use a lot with myself and I now use for other people, when you have things in your personality or you have behaviors that you have, that if you look at each one individually, you look at them both together and go, well, they can't exist together, but yeah, they can, and they're not contradictory. They're actually working together. Is that things seemingly that don't seem like they fit in people that that you meet all the time. And sometimes it's a good thing and a bad thing. You're like, well, how can this great person do this bad thing? Well, it's just part of who they are. It doesn't make them a bad person. It's
Exactly.
it exists together. So I can definitely understand that. And sometimes, depending on the situation you're in, to me, it feels responsible to be a different person for one thing than it is for another.
You don't have a choice. You absolutely do not have a choice because of all your Aquarius. You have to think outside the box. You have to think differently than a lot of people. And your career, you have Leo on the midheaven and in the 10th house. There's nothing in there. It doesn't mean it doesn't matter. Okay, it means that you want to be in control, not a control freak. But you can be kind and caring, okay, at work and higher self, but you also want control. You want to know what's happening in an hour or tomorrow, or you don't want to be surprised, because you like to know that people know what you're doing. Okay, does that make sense?
That does, yeah. That in the work environment, yeah.
Right.
Sometimes I like spontaneity for some things like this, because Mike never tells me what's happening until 5 minutes before the show starts.
Right. And the other good thing is your North Node is your destiny, and it's in It's Sagittarius in the 2nd house. and your north and south node always oppose each other. And your south node is the things that we've brought in from childhood, or if you believe in past lives, brought in from past lives that we need to walk away from and to get rid of, because it's familiar, it's hard to leave. But your destiny, your Sagittarius, is about learning, teaching, spiritual, and freedom. You need freedom. It's in your first house, Sagittarius also. You hate to be stuck, and you get bored quickly. And if you get bored, you are not a happy guy.
It's true.
You aren't. But you're a fun person. You like to have fun.
Oh, yeah. That probably is. That would say that's true.
I mean, you like to be. It's not that you want to be on stage 24/7, but you're good there.
Oh, I love being on stage. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good there. You thrive there. It doesn't mean you have to be 24/7, but it means that you like the attention.
That would probably be exhausting, but yeah. I could probably do 24 in a row, and then I'd need a long break.
Right, exactly.
Let me ask you this. I know that, and kind of we'll also get into some of the, kind of some overall encompassing things that everybody can take away from. But what do we look for in our signs with, because I'm sure this is important to a lot of people, the love match, and using astrology to help us find our other person.
You always look at Venus, and your Venus is in Aquarius. Okay, so you needed somebody that got you, that understood that you were outside the box a bit. Okay, when you look at the seventh house, it's all about relationships, and you have Taurus there, and so your Uranus is in Taurus now, and there's going to be some changes in all kinds of relationships. Okay. The other piece of that is if you feel with the Taurus, you have to feel planted, because people see you as an oak tree in relationships. You're always the go-to guy, even if you're quirky and they may get a really weird answer. They're going to come to you to get the answer. Okay, Mike,
do you ever get weird answers from me? Huh?
I don't know how to answer that.
Oh, that's a weird answer. You sure you're not?
Because they're not weird to me anymore.
Oh,
they're just standard answers.
Mike's used to you. Right. Mike's used to you.
Right. I used to be bizarre, but now everything's okay.
Everything's good. Yeah. By the way,
I would worry him if it wasn't weird, if there weren't weird answers, right?
Right. I mean, they're just standard to me, so I don't know. And by the way, I'm sure everybody can see I've got Sherri's contact information scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And I wanted to let you know I received a message on the show site from Renee Davis that said Sherri did my chart and reading. She was spot on and amazing.
Great. Thanks, Renee. Astrology is for you especially. You need to, in your 11th house, you have Pluto with Libra. So you need to have that balance, long-term goals, wishes, hopes, and dreams, and friends. Friends love you. You don't have a huge friend base that is best friends with you. You have a lot of acquaintances. You have just a few friends that you trust. And that makes you that helps you feel balanced. If you don't feel balanced around people, you kind of stay away from them, if that makes sense.
And, what was I going to ask you? I had it and it was gone.
Well, while you're thinking, Michael Bonanno says, happy birthday, Bob.
And thank you for all the birthday wishes. It's great. I love my birthday week. I usually try and make it a 7-day holiday.
Oh, absolutely.
They're just pouring in. And Yelena Bonanno says, happy birthday, Bob.
Right. It's a sex, yippee skippy weekend and week.
Not with all the
Everybody
kids around
loves Bob. Renee Davis says, "Happy birthday, Bob." I mean, they're just pouring in.
So,
Nobody says anything about me, by the way, Sherri, just in case you're wondering.
Well, we're
happy.
just
Yeah.
gonna have to find out why, Mike.
Yeah.
Tammy Knapp says, "Happy birthday, Bob." Joshua Ondo says, "Yo." Thanks,
Yes, he
Josh.
does.
Josh is a man of many words.
So, Sherri, I have a question for you, because what you're telling me about, especially kind of as planets move in and out of these houses, which I have a little understanding about, not a whole lot,
Right.
that I didn't know that this was going on. But you kind of touched on a couple things that are happening kind of in my life with me right at the moment. So I'm kind of getting the feeling that, okay, this works and this has some validity to it. Why? How do these energies and the movements of these planets, like do we know, or is this just, something that, we've kind of reverse engineered?
Well, I teach, okay? And what I tell people from the very beginning, and people that aren't, most men always want to know how. How does this happen? So it's very scientific. When I started out 100 years ago, we didn't have computers, so you had to use an ephemeris, which was a big book that told us all kinds of data, okay? So it's very mathematical. So when I pulled up your chart and you thought your mom told us the right time, and this tells me that exactly this mathematically, this goes back to Greenwich Mean Time, this is what and how every planet was at the exact time. Because I'm also looking at degrees. Okay, there's different degrees. I do a solar return. When I do a client, I do 3 charts. I do their natal chart, I do their solar return. Your solar return is from birthday to birthday. So if we did your solar return, it would come back. It could come back another day, because it has to come back exactly at 4 degrees, because that's your sun. So every year, your sun returns to 4 degrees. And when it returns to 4 degrees, that's your solar return for the year. That solar return helps with and I always do 6 months for people. I pull up 6 months and do the transits of what's happening in your natal chart and your progress chart. What is happening in those 6 months? Not everything that's in that report will happen, but it will give you heads up if there's something going on, and you look in that report and say, oh my, that's what's going on, or this is what's happening. Okay.
Yeah, or this is what's coming, and you can kind of compare that with your intuition, and you can be prepared for whatever thing happens.
Yes, absolutely. So it certainly helps to have the solar return, because then that's for the whole year. So that's from birthday to birthday. And then that coincides with your natal chart. And then your natal chart and your report also coincides with your progress chart, your 6 months. Gotcha. So it gives you a huge amount of information, and really it is all about the confirmation. And that's astrology. It gives you confirmation. And people will call and ask me. I have many things I can look at. If I'm going to start teaching, I'll probably start in March. I have to look at dates for my astrology, and I also do a good timing guide, which tells me, is it a good time to start something brand new? So I look at many different things before I give people answers. Because if I do this because it's my passion. It's not my religion. It's not something that I can actually leave my house without looking at my chart. Right. Okay, so I can live and do fun things and listen to my intuition and still love astrology, because it has helped lots and lots of people through my life, and help people as I've sat with clients.
Sherri,
Lori
Lori
wants
Evans.
juicy
Lori wants
details.
juicy details.
Well,
Personality.
juicy
I mean-
details is sex.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's because of that Scorpio rising. It's constant. It's in there, in that head, running around all the time. Okay. Sorry that you have all those kids, but oh well. You have to find a way.
Right.
And that thinking outside the box, because Aquarians are different thinkers and you're fun. You're a fun guy.
Trying to be.
You have a great sense of humor. Do you have fun at work?
Oh
Do you
yeah,
like your job?
I do.
Okay. Okay.
And I feel very, very fortunate because and some of it was, it was by design. I planned it because it's what I love to do. So I chased it down, and I got, I was very fortunate to get into the career that I got into, and that I got into radio, and radio is a desolate waste. It's a desolate wasteland right now. I mean, it's dying.
Yes.
And it's fortunate that I still get to do things like that when so many people just aren't working in this industry anymore, and I feel very fortunate about that.
Yeah, because you have all that communication skills. Jupiter, luck, and expansion is sitting in there. Okay, so if you want to do something different, communicating, he's good. So you're going to have a Jupiter return. And so Jupiter, when it hits 19 degrees, which it won't be this year, I don't think, you will be, because he's going to move into to Pisces in May, and you're going to have a lot of different goodies happening to you communication wise. But you can also put your foot in your mouth. So I'm sure you are saying a lot of times people look at you and say, "Oh my God, Bob, you didn't just say that to me." And you go, "Well, yeah, because you think it and you just blurt it out. Because why not?"
I've really worked, believe it or not, Mike, I've really worked on reining that in a little bit.
I don't want you to rein it in.
No,
that's
I know
why
you don't.
that's why you do what you do.
You need it for here, but I'm telling you, it's a problem in other places. No, and it's, you know what it is? It's mostly gallows humor. It's usually too soon after, it's like I have the jokes locked and loaded as soon as something.
Exactly.
It's my coping mechanism more than likely, but because I am so empathetic, I wouldn't. I know people who are super empaths. I wouldn't put myself in that regard because I can separate myself from, but I can get into that point of being in their shoes, understanding what they're going through, and not being in the emotional space to be affected by it, so that way I can give them good advice for that moment.
Yes. And you
if that
have
makes any sense.
The Sag loves to learn and loves to teach, and that's what you do. And also, I saw Kim put up that, yes, it is Mercury retrograde January 30th, and that is for 3 weeks. And what happens, with Mercury retrograde, it's all the re's: rethink, redo, react, repair, and then there are rewards at the end. This time now, Mercury is in Aquarius, and you have Mercury there. So Spirit may be giving you some messages, You need to listen to them, and everybody does. And this is a great time to rethink and reinvent what we need to do. Last year was a big cluster, horrible thing because we all just got stopped. And so this year we're going to move forward. It may be March, April, May before we really get to do what we want to do. But this is a great reinvent time. This Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is not terrible. It's just a time out to stop and think and breathe, because none of us do that enough, if that makes sense. But for you have Sag in the first house in Neptune. You're going to say what you think. It just is. And you're funny. You can be funny and say things funny, and people listen. So even if they look at you like, he didn't just say that, you have to think that they needed to hear it, because you're not saying it to be mean. You're either saying it to be funny or you're saying it to help them.
Yeah, I would say that that's true. I try and be honest. Mike hates it. Mike hates my honesty, especially when it pertains to him, because he thinks I'm beating him up all the time. But so Mike, when's your birthday? I have no idea.
Mark, oh, we got giggles out of Jared too. Jared,
That's right.
What was your role tonight?
I have no clue.
Oh, jeez. You know, these guys that don't listen to the pregame talk, I don't know what they're uncoachable. Very, very uncoachable.
Put me in, coach.
Let's see. Mark's always there for the giggles. All right. So what else about Bob?
No, I was asking what's your birthday, Mike? That's what I want to know.
Why? My birthday is not important.
It is.
Sherri tried to get it. Sherri tried to.
I wonder if you put it on your Facebook page.
No, it's not on my Facebook page.
Are you kidding me? What's wrong?
I'm not kidding you. Go ahead. Go on there and find it. It's not on there.
I think that Mike is a person that knows himself, which he told me, and that he doesn't really need to have someone. It's personal. It's not
really personal for me. I'm just not interested in knowing. I don't have the. I'm not like Bob, where I need someone to tell me that I'm a sexual animal. All right, I don't need that.
You're selfish with that kind of stuff. We need that information, and you just don't want to give it because I don't know, because you're probably a Scorpio. You are the stinger.
It's just really not. It's not important. I am what I am.
No, I know. When is your birthday? Because I can send you a present. I need to send you.
I don't want a present. I don't like gifts. I don't know. Don't send me a present. Don't touch me. I want nothing.
All right. So with that, Sherri, with that information that you just got from Mike, what do we think his sign is?
I'm not sure. He could be a Gemini. Okay. He's a good communicator. Okay. Mm-hmm. He says what he thinks, I think. And and Geminis like to debate. Now, I don't know if Mike's a debater or not, but I think
he's a master debater.
Okay. So it wouldn't surprise me if he wasn't an air sign or a debater, which is Gemini. And Geminis are also in their head a lot, and they're different. My friend Kathy, who is also she says he might be a Cancer, which wouldn't.
I am a Cancer. Trust me, I'm a Cancer. Bob tells me all the time I'm a Cancer.
Right. He's leeching life from this podcast right now.
Well, you hide. Cancers like to hide their head in the sand, and that would be what Cancer.
Yeah, Mike. I wouldn't put Mike as a hide his head in the sand. He's actually very astute at the things that are going on around him. So much so that I think that he notices things that others don't. And
that's why, it wouldn't surprise me if he wasn't an air sign or a fire sign. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what any of the signs mean.
It's all this. You know what this is? This is a salt on broccoli thing for him. It doesn't have any purpose, so it's not fuel for him. So it's unnecessary. It's frivolous.
Someone asked I'm sorry. Someone asked what the crankiest sign was.
Right.
And I don't think there is I don't think it all depends on every sun sign shines. So you have to be if it's cranky, if you're not happy, you're not a happy person.
What sign is no fun?
I think they all can be fun.
Right.
I think that the earth signs are more absolutely down to earth.
He told his birthday to my wife at one point.
Oh.
I
did not.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Because I think I seem to remember having a conversation. Hang on a second.
Didn't do it. Hey, hey! I love that. How about that?
If you can hear me, I need you to come downstairs.
Mark, what do you have to say for all
He
that?
really wants to know this.
I-
This is important.
This is really not important. This is
I
about
just-
Bob. This is not
this is-
about me.
This is about you being evasive, as
I'm
always.
not being evasive. All right, I'll tell you what. You guys want to know? Fine. Here
What's
it
your
is.
birthday? Yes.
First of all, not one person got it right in the chat.
You're a Leo.
In the step. No, wrong. I'm not any of those.
Okay.
Okay, none of them. You haven't gotten it right. I'm not Aquarius. I'm not Taurus. All of them. Whatever you guys have, no.
Okay.
No.
So
And those of
what-
you, those of you that are commenting, some people are commenting. They know my sign. Just keep yourself quiet. Oh yeah, sure, okay. All right. So Libra, Nacho Libra. All right. So
No,
here's
seriously,
our
what's your
winner right
birthday?
here. Renee
Capricorn?
I'm a Capricorn.
You're a Capricorn. Oh man, we missed your birthday then,
You did. You insensitive son of a bitch.
because you wouldn't tell me.
Oh,
Jackass.
whatever.
So
Wait a minute. Renee, come on. You're just guessing all of them now. You sucking me right into it. What?
Yes.
That's it. Get her off the show.
That is
She's gone.
awesome.
Oh, no. Fine. Whatever.
Are you a December Capricorn or are you a January Capricorn?
Oh, here we go. Right here. Big Dave.
Big Dave is a Capricorn.
Okay.
I am not a December Capricorn.
a January Capricorn.
So we just missed it. We could have had a Mike birthday show this month.
Yes.
I am. All right. So here it is. I am January 3rd.
No kidding.
I kid you not.
This
Wow.
makes
Tim,
so
thank
much
you for
sense.
circling
So
out.
let me ask you one question, and it's not. I absolutely will not get into.
No, I already. You can say whatever you want now. It's like the cat's out of the bag. The cat is out of the
No,
bag. I mean,
I would not do anything personal.
I don't
mean,
care. Say
No.
whatever you want. It doesn't bother me at all.
What I was going to ask you is the last 2.5 years,
I've been
what
hell.
changed in your life?
Oh, what changed in my life?
What changed in your life? Because Saturn.
a lot. A lot has
Okay.
changed in my life. In the last
Okay,
2.5
because
years.
Saturn was sitting there with Pluto. So Pluto is the transformational piece. He tears things down to rebuild it, and Saturn helps rebuild things. So you've done a lot of tearing down in 2.5 years and rebuilding things.
Should see his workout regimen.
Yeah, Mary Jo, who I've known for a gazillion years, no birthday wishes. None whatsoever. Thanks, Mary Jo. And I sent you a mug. You and Donnie both got a mug.
That's right.
Nothing. All right, so back to Bob. I mean, you can grill me all you want. That's fine. I've got nothing
we're
to
not-
hide.
It's
so.
not about grilling. It's just about this is a lot. It's can't you see the fun in this? It's entertaining, and it's interesting that it's so I always, every time I read something about where my sign was and what it was, it always seemed to be pretty right on. So it's interesting to me, and it's
So
fun.
Sherri,
It's
Sherri,
fun to think
Sherri, between
that
you
there are
and
these.
me, Sherri.
birthday to you.
Sherri,
Yeah.
between you and me, there's been a lot of tearing down starting around July of this year.
Okay. Of
That's when
last
we-
of 2020.
No, of 2020. Right, of 2020 of July.
Okay. All right.
Which is right when Bob and I started doing the show, and I get
Okay.
the assault every week from him.
It is,
You should
Well,
hear
the
what he says
Capricorn-
to me.
and we're working on rebuilding him.
The Capricorn likes their ducks in a row. So that's what you're doing now, is I'm sure that you've tried to always have your ducks in a row. That's extremely important. That
Right.
is opposite of Cancer. So you do hide. There's a hiding. Your sun, Capricorn and Cancer are, so you do hide at times. And that's fun. That's
I
what
hide
you're
right in the
supposed to do.
light. I hide in the bright light is where
Which
I
is,
hide.
that's not a problem. That's a good thing. Yeah. And Bob, so you and Bob, okay, so Bob's Capricorn, okay?
Mhm.
is in his second and third house. So you get Bob, and Bob kind of gets you.
Bob
Because-
doesn't kind of get me, Sherri. Bob completely gets me. Bob is one of the very
true.
few people
That
that I've
understand.
ever met that is just like I was telling. In fact, I invited Dr. Tudor on, and I told him, I said, Bob and I never talk. First of all, because Bob never responds when I send a text or call.
I have so much
But-
going on.
But we don't. I mean, I sent him a happy birthday text yesterday. No response. You know, the hell with you, Mike.
You know,
I mean,
it's odd. I was sleeping
so
when you
anyways,
sent that.
So anyways,
True.
Sherri, between you and me. So Bob and I the very first time I met Bob, I was so rude to him. And I gave him like a rude comment, and he just gave me the coolest response back. And I've been a Bob fan since that very second. And Bob just completely gets me. So you are right about that.
It makes absolutely sense because he has his second house's values. So he does value the Capricorn. He understands the ducks in a row and all of that, and the earth piece of you. And he has it on his cusp, the line between the second and third house. He would absolutely understand you, without a doubt. But I think you also understand Bob.
I don't think that's possible. I survived Bob.
No, that's not true. I think you get me. I think
I
you
think
understand
you
what.
get it.
And actually, even in this in this realm here, like I am at my best when I have no idea what's going on. Or it's not. I value preparation, but in some regards, where I don't have to give it a whole lot of thought.
Oh, no, you like to wing it.
And just,
You're a good winger.
I'm
Yeah,
ready to
you're
wing it.
good. Yeah, you're good at winging.
I'm an
Absolutely
improviser.
excellent.
That's
Yeah,
right.
because of all the Aquarius. The Aquarius can do. You can wing till the cows come home. You're good at it.
Some people call it bullshitting, but yes, I can.
Do we want to do anybody else like Jared Gray? Or do you have time for that? Like, are we doing the peanut gallery, Bob? It's your birthday show.
Yeah, I think we
Or
should.
do we want
I
him
think
off?
we should.
Should I bring him back on?
Who, the professor? Yeah, we'll bring him.
Professor.
What's he doing tonight? What's his
Nothing.
role?
He's just here to
I'm
admire
making
you.
fun of Mike.
Oh,
Yeah, and he haven't done it yet. I clicked on your thing and I said, what are you
keep
supposed
him.
to do tonight?
Mike is hiding, but he's hiding in his house. That's why he's so pale.
That's right.
He looks
Yes.
like-
Now
That's-
finally somebody else that gets to make
Hiding.
pale jokes, but me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So your birthday, Jared, is when?
August 29th.
Okay, so you are a Virgo.
Yes.
So you absolutely do not like to be wrong.
Bob,
You
hit
like
that
to be
dinger,
right.
will you?
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if that's true of Jared, but I've had a couple wives in my lifetime, and one of them was a Virgo, and I can.
Oh, how did that
Vouch.
work out? That was a wow. That was a wow.
Yeah, the didn't go. And
Not
neither did
at all.
Neither did the Capricorn, but the Leo that I found is
Yep.
is super rad.
Well, it's opposite, okay? So opposite your sign. So you have to think about that. The opposites always attract. It's not always great, but it can be really great because she gets you.
She does.
Leo,
And-
she
and-
absolutely gets you.
And it's funny because I'm the fun one, and she says that she's no fun, and it's
Oh no,
not even-
she can be fun.
she can be fun.
Oh yeah, Leos are fun. Yeah.
She
Virgo,
does dishes. It's very fun for her. She says she's like, "What do you do for fun?" I do dishes and laundry.
Jared, did
So-
you see how Bob worked you right back to him? Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did. Completely ignored me. Right back to Bob. That's all right.
Sorry.
He's,
Sorry, no,
he's
go-
only,
go-
he's only
Go back
20
to the,
today.
I'm not getting married to the professor, so I don't have to worry so much about his Virgo now. So you can go ahead, continue. I apologize. I hijacked things again.
it's no problem.
That's why you're on the
probably-
show, Bob.
That's probably somewhere in my chart too. So
Well, it's the Aquarius that you and your yes, you like to be center stage, and your Scorpio is intense. So remember, you have to have a lot of attention. You could be an attention whore at times because you kind of like a lot of attention. Pardon my French, but
Yeah.
sometimes you have to say what you have to say.
Yeah, but don't whores get paid? That doesn't.
All right, this is a
I don't know
family
what
show
I'm
here.
I'm more of an attention slut, I think.
Cram.
All right, go ahead.
Harlot.
The professor.
Harlot.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
harlot.
good. Harlot. That's a better word. Thank you.
All right.
So the Virgo person, okay, likes to be right. They are Earth. They have, they like things. They're a little bit anal retentive because they're Earth and they like things exactly the way they like them. And you can be a little bit, can kind of be not, you can be a little bit picky. Let's use that word. Okay. And you can kind of point out people's faults.
Sounds just like my ex-wife. No, I'm just kidding.
Mark knows all about that, don't you, Mark?
Yeah, all the bottles are super straight there at the wine. Yeah. All the labels are facing straight out perfectly.
Yeah, you don't like things, you have things, you like things neat, and you don't want to walk into a mess. You're not good at that. When there's a mess, you're like, I can't deal with this. You have to put things away. Or you probably always make your bed before you, are you married?
Yes.
Okay, so does your wife, if you are supposed, the bed has to be made. Let's put it that way.
The actual bed?
Well, if you're not in it.
Or the
Is that a metaphor?
actual bed.
Yeah, a metaphor. I said it right, a metaphor.
So but Virgos like to have friends. They enjoy their friends, and you're a good friend. You're a very kind, caring friend, which is nice. That's always nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. That
Mark-
silenced
Mark
the room.
doesn't
right
agree.
there. Well,
Mark-
and Sherri, if we could, Mark, when's your birthday?
April 21st.
Mark's April 21st. Let's get a good look at Mark right now.
Oh, come on.
Oh, sorry. I'm
That's
sorry
not-
because
that's
you.
not.
I'm sorry. You like that picture. Yes.
How
Talk
did that
about an
surface?
attention
How
whore.
did that-
Okay, so April 21st. All right. Do you like?
Oh no.
Are you Are you fiery? Because you're kind of on the cusp.
Mhm.
Okay. So are you a fiery guy or are you the down to earth guy?
Down to earth and fiery at the
You
same
kind
time.
of you crash onto Earth in a fiery ball.
That's
don't
right.
you?
Yes.
That would make perfect sense to me because you're cuspy. So it's April what, 21st?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you have to,
cuspy.
yeah. So
Yes,
you have to think you're the Taurus, but it's like right before, okay, the Aries Taurus. Okay, Aries like to be first. Tauruses are the oak tree. They like to they like to be planted. You need your earth, so you need that planted feeling. You and Mike should be okay.
That's good to know.
Yeah, because he's also an earth sign, so you should understand him. But
I
you
do.
also would understand understand Bob because Bob has that little quirky thing going on with Aquarius, and you kind of like that. It's
I
different.
like quirky. Yeah, quirky
Right.
and different.
Right. And your Taurus is going to do a lot of changing in the next 5.5 years because it has been Uranus has moved into Taurus in the last year, and we had a lot of Earth changes, as you can see. They also talked about last year about that something was going to happen because of the Spanish flu. Was 100 years ago, and I'm sure everybody's heard that. But the Spanish flu, it was the same conjunction with the two, Saturn and Pluto, that we had this last year, and we are still in that middle of that, or kind of on the edge of it finally. But the Taurus is definitely going to make some changes. So if you feel, and it doesn't have to be tomorrow, and if you feel that you need, if you feel
Mark,
that you are
Mark, you and
wanting,
Kim are cusp queens.
It's good to know.
Sorry, Sherri. I'm sorry.
no, that's fine. If you feel that there's need for change, you're absolutely right. So just be ready, because it doesn't mean, when I say change, everybody gets nervous. It doesn't mean it's bad change. It means that you will change when it's supposed to change. It can be erratic change, but not always, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
And
It's creepy.
Well, it's about, do you want to make changes now, or have you made changes?
I have.
Changed your shirt today, right, Mark?
I did, yeah. And my deodorant, now it's a full 24 hours at this point. So
Sherri asked you a very serious question, Mark. Please answer.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's just that the Taurus is going to make changes. It's not a bad thing at all.
Okay.
It's a good thing. But Tauruses don't like change, so you have to kind of work into your change.
Yes.
Okay, you don't want a surprise change.
No.
That doesn't work for you.
No surprises. It makes me
No.
very nervous when
Absolutely.
I don't know what Mike's going to do next. Well, thank you, Sherri. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. And Virgo does not really love change either, unless it's your idea. If it's your idea, you're good. You're good to go. This is the best thing in the whole world that I've ever done. But if it isn't your idea, it sucks. And the same with
so
the
angsty, Mark.
Pretty much the same with the Taurus, because the Taurus doesn't like change unless it's their idea, because they have to pull up the roots to make that change, and they don't want to change. They don't want to pull up the roots.
I just want to jump in here. What people don't realize is Jared Tudor's got quite a following, and I sent him a text to come on the show. And Kim McBride is saying, "Where's Jared Tudor?" I sent him the link for the show. I sent him a text message. He is as reliable as Bob's best friend, because I reached out to Bob's best friend today. I got his name, a guy named Matt Fuller. I called him, left him a message. I sent him the show link. I sent him a text, had Angelina get in touch with him. Zippo, just like Bob. So,
I talked to him on the way home. He had no idea.
Oh, so you told him absolutely no way are you coming on this show?
We didn't talk about it at all. We talked
That's
about.
a terrible lie.
It's not a lie at all.
What'd you talk about?
No, I had no idea.
What did you talk
about? We talked about
Girls?
vinyl style. No, we talked about styluses for turntables. Talked about work. What else did we talk about? Selling records. And yeah, that was about it.
All right, well, go in reverse order with what you talked about.
Talked about records. We talked about vinyl needle styluses. We talked about work. No, we talked about work.
Work. Sorry. See, that's how you can always tell a lie, when they can't go backwards. They tell it, and then when they jumble up the order, that's a lie. So he probably said, "Hey, they want me to come on the show tonight," and you said, "Absolutely no way," because there's certain information that cannot be let out.
No, I think it would be all anything that he would say that would be unflattering would all fall under the auspices of what Sherri talked about all night. Really,
You don't even know what auspice means. Can you even spell auspice? All right. Well, Kathy Daniels says, "Bring Sherri back when JT is here." What is this fascination with Tudor? I get all these people, all these girls are like, "Is Jared going to be on tonight?" I'm like,
wears a suit, very smart, college.
he thinks he's smart.
Professor.
Whatever.
There you go. There you go.
Well, Sherri, I got to
Yeah.
tell you what. You did a great job.
Fantastic.
Tonight. We had a lot of fun with you tonight.
Thanks, guys.
You were fantastic. Really enjoyed having you on.
It's a passion, I can't help it. It's just a passion. If you guys, any of you are interested and you want to have your charts done, I will do them for you. I would be honored to do that. And then we can do some personal stuff. But I will not do personal stuff in front of other people. Except
Well,
for Bob.
I asked you to do personal stuff and make stuff up, and you didn't do it.
I don't want to make stuff up, but he is a Scorpio sex guy for sure, and a sweet angel and a house devil.
Does it elaborate on anything in regards to that? Is there anything I should stay away from?
No, I think Scorpio can have. You have a hell of an imagination. Let me put it that way.
Oh boy, an elevated imagination. I can tell you that. And if you want to get in touch with Sherri, you go to clearviewastrology.com or 330-704-6411, or just come back and look at the show and get all her information scrolling at the bottom.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very
been
much
fun.
for being on.
Thank you. Thanks
right.
a lot.
It's fun.
Okay.
Bob, you want to take
Sherri.
us out in your own newfangled way with everybody on here and you playing the guitar about your birthday?
Oh, I could. Let's see.
Please do.
Where is I gotta unmute it. Oh. It's my birthday show. Come on, let's go away from the show now. Now. It's over, baby, now. Birthday show. It's over. Go to sleep. Get off Facebook. Don't go doom scrolling. Have yourself a glass of wine. Just make sure you get the right glass. Because Jared the Virgo, he's gonna kick you in the ass. It's my birthday show. Come on, we got to go somewhere else. It's time to go. It's time to get out. Time to get loud. It's time to go to bed now. Good night. Sleep tight. See you next week. Same time, same place. It won't be my birthday show. We'll be back to normal. Good night, everybody. See you next week. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys. It was fun.
Remember to be nice to everybody.